Here's a mini tutorial on the new building system. When you take over a territory, one of the most important stats is support. Support gradually goes up over a couple years and causes a multiplier on a lot of your different loyalty rates. Loyalty rates, you can hover over each species and see the different factors involved. Alternatively, when you're thinking of taking over territory, you can send emissaries to up the support level to lay the groundwork for taking over. This can lead to more flexibility in your army, because one of the early methods of keeping up loyalty when you first take over the territory is to keep your army garrisoned there. That can boost it up a bit while you get things stabilized. Secondly, there's proximity. Proximity is the distance from your capital calculated by the trade route length, I believe. An issue here is that if you are cut off during war and you don't have contiguous lines to your city, then your proximity is going to tank. Now, proximity can be helped out when you're further and further from your capital by installing the roads. Now, roads increase the proximity, but as you go up higher, you end up with a proximity global stat. This means that if you're making highways, even if they're not within that region, then all regions benefit. Next up, you have loyalty. Loyalty can be helped out mainly by an army being stationed there, but you can build that up in other ways. You can build up loyalty through mainly the entertainment buildings and the police. Each of them have negatives. Police, for instance, heavily decrease your workforce count. You're going to feel that 15% later on. You can tax your region to bring in daily taxation rate, and that's mainly helped out by the palace. The palace is a very expensive project, especially as you get higher up, and taxation palaces can also give that global bonus. You'll notice when you get up to a global bonus building that they're incredibly expensive. They're going to take a lot of build points, they're going to take a lot of workforce, so you're not going to be able to spam too many global buildings on a territory. If you really are going for that build in a territory, then it's a good use of a territory that really doesn't have any of the materials that you want, so you can use that build space to the purpose of expanding your empire. Next up, we have population count. Population count you can build up over housing, and you can specifically work on certain groups with the breeders, or you can go general housing and just increase the region's capacity. This is going to directly influence your workforce. You can also push out certain species. They're really not going to be happy about that on a global scale through all of your other cities, but that can focus the population more within the groups that you're interested in. Garthemi, for example, can give a bonus to your workforce count. If you want to start taxing the territory, you can look at any of the resources that have good yield, and you can create buildings which will then extract it. These are very, very powerful, and it's going to take a lot of your capacity in order to keep them going. You can look over here and see what they yield, and you'll notice as you get up to the higher and higher that it's going to take a big portion of your workforce and build points. Health is important in your region. It's going to take a good amount of energy to keep health going, but there is a chance of a disease event that can seriously impact your population. Garrisons are important in the case of war. They can help hold out for a little while, and they're also a source of loyalty. Now, that loyalty doesn't scale too heavily. You'll notice that it slows down and you're not quite getting the same investment out of it. Garrisons mainly are about keeping the area safe while your armies come to reinforce. These are the main factors in the strategic building system. Just make sure to keep your build points, workforce, and admin positive at all times. As these decrease, you're going to have a debuff on all of the effects that you have, and they can cause the regions that you control to destabilize. Admin, of course, is a global resource, so that one suffering, your entire empire will suffer. Workforce and build points, however, are local, so your individual province will suffer. So these three stats are the most important ones to really look at.